ones that have slept with Wolverine and Emma Frost. Gives you a pretty good idea of what the relationship drama has been in the history of X-Men comics. Now, this is like all X-Men comics, but essentially almost half of the characters in the comics have slept with the other half of the characters. Most of the kiss is just to remind you that Jean Grey also did love Wolverine. Like, it wasn't just a one-sided relationship. She did have feelings for him, still does have feelings for him, apparently. The interview brings up Baby Cable, making Cyclops just totally go off on her. One of the funny things going on in the background of this episode is that while he's losing it and while he's arguing with Jean Grey, the camera crew basically captures every bit of their argument on camera. Well, this is the worst interview you possibly could have had. Then back on Genosha, we find out that most of the Hellfire Club is on the ruling council. Maybe that's not a big surprise. Seems kind of shady. Obviously, they'd be trying to work some sort of angle there. This is Sebastian Shaw. We have Emma Frost. This is Callisto of the Morlocks, and this is Moira McTaggart, who they referenced in an earlier episode. Emma Frost basically explains what's going on to Magneto about how they want him to be their poster boy. And even though they want him to rule the council, it seems like it might be a false king sort of situation. Like, it doesn't seem like Emma Frost will willingly give up all that power. The way that Moira McTaggart talks about it, though, they actually want Professor X to rule the council, but because he's quote-unquote guilty right now in the GR Empire, Magneto was the next best option for that. So Magneto wants Rogue to rule the council with him for more political reasons because people trust the X-Men more than they trust him. They also clarify exactly what happened between Magneto and Rogue in this episode, confirming a lot of people's theories. They're pretty clear, though, that Rogue doesn't want to have anything to do with him, at least in a sexual way. Like, she doesn't have any feelings for him anymore, even though Magneto admits to still having feelings for her. Things get pretty steamy in this episode. Cyclops and Jean Grey talk about Baby Cable, and as they kiss, she starts to sing into his mind and sees that he's been talking psychically to Madeline Pryor, basically catching him cheating on her red-handed. A lot of people wondering about this. Is it really cheating if it's a clone of the original, and technically Cyclops didn't know that it was a clone at the time? You can consider that as not technically being cheating. Like, he's kind of cheating, but he's not cheating on her. But because after the fact, like after she left, he continued to talk to her psychically, that is definitely cheating. What they might be doing here is just driving her more towards Wolverine. Like, they'll double down on her relationship with Wolverine for a little while. When Jean Grey feels the stab of psychic energy here, just like Madeline Pryor later, that's because of Cable's arrival from the future. She has that connection to Madeline Pryor, so she's sensing that tangentially. Back on Genosha, Rogue reveals the total truth about her history with Magneto to Gambit, her evil mother, who Magneto was secretly a version of Mystique. She takes her to the Savage Land when she was younger, where his base is. That's where most of the flashbacks take place. If you didn't watch the original series, they did a backstory episode for Rogue's history and her mother. This torn clothing, comic book reference, as is their relationship. They have a very paint me like your French girls kind of moment as their relationship turns into a thing. They confirm my theory about why Magneto was able to touch her without draining his power. It's because his electromagnetic powers created a barrier of protection around his body. She explains why they eventually broke up, because she learned how messed up that Magneto was. All the trauma of his origins still heavy on his mind. World War II, concentration camps, basically some of the worst possible trauma.